heart is alive and well in John McCain's daughter, Meghan, who's been making headlines for locking horns with some pretty fearsome figures within her own party. Please welcome conservative contributor to thedailybeast.com, Meghan McCain.
Yes.
All right, Meghan, obviously, we're so glad to have you back, and you heard us in Hot Topics, I'm sure, talking. Last week, you took on Ann Coulter, and you called her, and I quote, radical, offensive, insulting, and confusing. And then after that, Laura Ingraham wanted in on this fight, apparently, and on her radio show took personally insulting jabs at you, mocking your tone in some Valley Girl tone, and then called you plus-sized. So what were your reactions to both of those incidences?
Well, I think with Laura Ingraham, the worst part about it for me is that with my personal blog, a significant majority of the readers are young women. And I can't say with the Daily Beast, I've only been writing for them for a few months, but I assume a lot of young women are reading it. And what do young women think when I speak my mind about politics and I want to have a political discussion about the ideological future of the Republican Party? And the answer is, she's fat, she shouldn't have an opinion.
Right.
What kind of message are we sending young women? Yeah. It's terrible. I have a little sister, and what kind of example is this setting for her?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more.
Weight is now that I'm a political writer on a blog, and all of a sudden I'm too fat to write.
Well, she obviously, I mean, we talked here. Do you think she just didn't have anything to come at you with? Because I think the point you're raising is that we need to look at the conservative and Republican Party and think, well, maybe we should be a little bit more moderate. And I think you were challenging some of the things she stands for, and I think that conversation could have been great. She took it to a place that was essentially a low blow. Do you think she just didn't have anything to come at you with?
I couldn't possibly understand how any woman could criticize another woman's weight. I mean, I work out at the gym. I try and eat healthy, but, you know, I'm still a size.
That's really ridiculous that you're having to defend yourself. Yeah. And the fact that, you know, you say your weight is no issue, but the fact that we've come this far, and you said that you've been teased about your weight since you were in grade school.
Oh, yeah.
So why do you think that, you know, feminists are so hooked on the weight? Why do you think weight is such an issue?
I have no idea, but I said in my piece, and everyone can read it at thedailybeast.com, get a little plug in, but you can, everyone from Tyra Banks to Oprah to Hillary Clinton to my mother, why are we so obsessed with weight? Why? And I know, specifically for me, this is so, you know, I'm a pop culture junkie, but when Tyra Banks went on her show in her bathing suit and said, kiss my fat ass, that's what I feel like right now. I'm like, kiss my fat ass. Like, I don't care.
The thing that makes it particularly annoying, I mean, the thing that makes it particularly annoying is that Laura Ingraham is someone who says she stands up for conservative women, who talks about how women should be treated by men and by everyone else. And Laura, you're not taking your own advice. You're not looking at all the things that you say we should be doing for each other as women and how we should be banding together. And that, if nothing else, is just sort of very sad to see at this late state that you've lost your mind.
What is it exactly that ticked her off about you?
I had actually never heard of her before until this happened.
She's a lady from Little House on the Prairie.
I had never heard of her before, and it doesn't matter. There's no place for weight criticism of women in 2009. There's no place for it. And if I have to come on this show and say that there is no place for any woman to have her weight criticized, no matter what age she is, or her looks, or anything.
And may I just do this?
Anything.
I want to point out, because I just understood that she made some reference to Valley Girls. Please, Laura, this is what a Valley Girl sounds like. Okay, so if Meghan was sitting there and she was talking like that, or writing, and of course, I guess, Laura, you can hear her writing, that's how you know she's a Valley Girl. Okay, if you can tell what she sounds like, then you would know she doesn't sound like this. She sounds like a young woman with a brain.
Now, Meghan, that is so true. I want to go back a little bit because we had your parents on the show, and we got a lot of criticism because they felt that we were too hard on them, and your mother even said that we picked their bones clean. How do you feel? Do you feel that we treated them fairly when they were on the show?
Obviously, they're my parents, and I love them, and it's my mother, you know, who I'm very close to, so I didn't... And my father, but, you know...
really your father, not your mother,
I love my parents, and obviously, when you see the difference between my parents being on and President Obama and Michelle, it's obvious. I like to look forward. I'd like everyone to look forward with this president, with this election. I support the president, and I just think we shouldn't look back on the past and move forward.
But your father was on at a different time, though. Just to say, the timing of Obama, we've heard this before, that we were easier on Obama, but Obama wasn't really in the game at that point. Your father was when he came on, and we were just...
I'm going to go with you and look forward on that one.
Yeah,
I tried to look forward.
I'm going to look forward, too. And I'm going to look for the best in the best. The best and the best of the people who are representing us. My teeth are red. Representing us.
What do you think, Megan? I'm so excited to follow this Twitter interview. What do you think about the fact that your dad is tweeting now?
I love it. I mean, he started Twittering before I did, and now I'm Twittering, and it's an amazing medium. I mean, I went on Rachel Maddow and I said I didn't know a lot about the economy, and then all these people Twittered me and sent me websites to go to and YouTube videos to go to. So it's an amazing medium. I love doing it. I'm so glad my dad loves doing it. I think you should join.
I think we're going to. We're going to all tweet her.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Come on, Whoopi.
It's enough that I have the phone.
Speaking of your dad,
I'm willing to tweet, but not Twitter.
Okay. Megan, does your dad feel somewhat vindicated? We're hearing these quotes now come out of the White House saying that, the fundamentals of our economy sounds strikingly familiar to what he said earlier in the campaign and got attacked for doing so. Does he feel vindicated?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's ironic that's the exact language, I think the exact terms that he had used earlier. I'm sure he does feel vindicated. The economy is such a tricky issue, and I think if President Obama and all the amazing people that's working for him and all the incredible people in the Senate, and my father, who I think is the most incredible person in the Senate, saying all these things can't figure it out, then it says a lot about
us. Who's upset about losing the election, your mother or your father?
Both of them, actually. We had a barbecue after the election and just looked forward. And always, to me, the thing that brings me back home is that my brother is safe because he's fighting overseas. And that, to me, is what's the worst thing I can imagine, him being killed overseas. And that, for me, is and I was like, I got a great life. I got a great family. I have no complaints. I get to sit on a show, talk to you guys.
And can I tell you, Jeffrey, that is one of his favorite books that you wrote. That he always goes, I want my John McCain book. John McCain. He loves the book. But it's very interesting that you were a Democrat, and for your father,
I was an independent.
You were independent, so you changed to a Republican Party for your dad. Now, as a Republican, are you believing what they are standing for? You just feel they need work, or
well, I think with my pieces on the Daily Beast, I am critical of some aspects of the Republican Party, and this is my opinion as someone who's 24-year-old Republican. I'm not, 20, 30 years older than probably the average person you think of the Republican Party. There's a lot of changes to be made, but I think with the right leader and the right message, we can totally have a resurgence.
Well, I think your voice speaks to many, Megan, and you're so sensible. We're glad you're here. Give your dad and mom our best, for sure. Come back again.
Thank you.
Hey, if you guys want to... We're not even going to talk about that other woman anymore. Be sure to check out Megan's column in thedailybeast.com, and we will be right back. Thank you so much.